Hey guys, what's going on? So, I obviously, video game name SoDAholic, real life name John. I've said it a few times. Um, this obviously is not the gaming channel. This is the SoDAholic's Garage channel. Because, well, I've been getting into cars and, you know, doing something that I can actually pass on to my kids because, as I've also stated a couple times, I'm about to have 5 kids, okay? That is 4 boys, and I'm about to have a girl. Now, it's not really the main reason. Like, this is something I've wanted to do for a while, but it's kind of getting easier to want to do it now because, well, my kids are getting older. I'm getting older. Video games are, they're fun and all, but I can't, you can't really pass anything down with that. So, this is basically just a hi, welcome to the channel. It's going to be pretty slow going because, well, there's this thing called money and, well, I got a lot of other things to pay for. But I'm going to just run through everything that is going to be pretty much brought up and ran through on the channel, everything you guys can kind of expect. And, yeah, I mean, at the start, it's probably going to be, I've got miscellaneous parts, things that, aren't really, like, this first one's probably going to be like me putting a new mirror on my truck because, well, the one that I got on it was messed up. I got a new one and I haven't put it on yet, and I'm probably not going to put it on today. I'll probably put it on sometime this weekend. But anyways, that's basically just a hi, this is me, John, also known as SoDAholic. I've, like I said, got 4 boys, 1 girl, soon to be 5 kids. She should be due here soonish. This is my house. You'll probably see it in the background. It's fucking messy right now. I've been working a lot and I haven't had time off to basically do maintenance. So the grass, don't freak out, okay? I'm gonna take care of it this weekend. Everything's getting done this weekend, but no further ado, I'm gonna show you the vehicles. So maybe we'll start with the family vehicle. This one is, I mean, there's not really gonna be much doing with it, but if it'll spin around. So family vehicle there. I think it's a 2014 Grand Caravan, but we picked that up. I paid a dude to do brakes because, well, I didn't really have the time to do it, so it's not terrible. Like I said, don't mind these cans. These are all going to get recycled. You can turn those in for money, so those will all be getting cleared up here soon. But then there's this guy. So this one is a 1986 Dodge D150. So the story behind this one is I had a 2004 Dodge, a 1500 that I picked up for $400 because the engine was bad. And I went into my local auto parts store, not even really like a hardware store, and I was talking about it with my brother about trying to find an engine for it, and I had this old farmer came up to me and he's like, how about you just buy a whole nother truck? And I was like, well, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Yeah, now I'm giving it away. You can see everything else back there. But, yeah. He was like, how about you just buy a whole nother truck? I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Buy a whole nother truck? Absolutely not. I was like, it depends. What is it? He's like, it's another Dodge. I'm like, okay. Does it run? He's like, I have no idea. I'm like, okay, how much? And he was like, well, $400 because, I told him that was what I was wanting to spend. And, yeah, I decided, I was like, well, I mean, $400, screw it, let's go take a peek. So we went over there, took a peek, and this was the truck that was in his yard. Well, not his yard, in his farmer's field, because it came out of a field. $400 I bought this thing. Didn't run, didn't do nothing. It needed fuel lines. I did all that myself with zero mechanical knowledge. Everything that I do and will be doing is all I YouTube everything, dude. So none of the gauges work. I had a guy redo the carb because I've done one carburetor before, and it was for a motorcycle. I didn't really care for it, but after what he charged me, I'm probably gonna be doing it myself from now on. So yeah, there's that. But none of the gauges work, but I drive this thing now. It is my daily because when it rains, it's my daily. But obviously this mirror is good. That one over there, if I can zoom in, you can see, yeah, she's not too good. But I have another one inside. I'll be doing that eventually. And then I've got the old, this is my actual daily when it's nice out. It's a 2006 Kawasaki Vulcan. This one I have to do some general maintenance to because I bought this bike. The story of this one was I bought this bike a couple years ago, and I bought it as my second bike. I had a 1998 that I started with. I fixed that one up and drove that, and then once I sold that, I bought this one. This one was owned by a no shit brain surgeon. Like, dude was a genius, and well, he was like traveling, so he's never been able to hasn't been able to drive it. And basically what happened was this thing was posted for like $4,200, I think, and I ended up telling, like, I was trying to buy another bike, and then nobody was like willing to work with me, so I started lowballing everybody. As you can see, like there's like an oil or something, so I got to go through and I got to check all this out. It looks like it's coming out of the air cleaner there, or the air filter. But I was getting mad, so I told them I was like, I'm gonna lowball you. I was like, how about 32? I dropped a whole $1,000 off, or whatever it was, and the dude agreed. So I went, bought this thing, and drove it for about a year and a half, 2 years, and then I sold it because I needed to get a van. Not that van, I had a different van, and then I sold the van to buy the house, and we just recently got this once I got some of my VA money. I served in the Marine Corps, for those that don't know. But that's kind of the story on this. It's the guy that I sold it to, he added a bunch of these other, a bunch of stuff, lights and things, and basically now you have to charge it every day. It's like I'm driving an e-bike. I can ride it like an hour, and then I have to stop and charge it for 3 hours, and then I can drive it for an hour, and basically I drive it to work. I have to charge it before I come home, or else I won't get home. Ask me how I know. Not a fun bike to push up a hill, by the way. About 900 some pounds. And then it comes to this guy. It was shortly brought up on my the gaming channel, but this is a 1952 Dodge Coronet, and I was going to buy a blue one from a guy in Minnesota, but he was kind of a cuck and decided to sell it on me. He said I was difficult because I asked if he could drive it for like 15 minutes, so I didn't drive 12 hours for nothing. But yep, there's the Coronet tag. This guy needs a bit of work, so that all came out of here, by the way. Kind of gross, but pull her open. This one's got some floor patches, but as you saw, all those this is, yeah, it's actually pretty deep. I could get away with license plates for a while. Up here is going to be a bit rough, but the license plates that you saw in the truck are all going to be coming out and coming into here, because as you can see, these floors are bad. The seat is also bad. I tore the rear seat out because well, I'm trying to get into the trunk. I drilled out the thing for the trunk, still won't come out. Took that out. People were saying, oh, there should be a way to get into the back. There's not a way to get in the back, so it had to get redone anyway. So I tore it all out, as you can see. Let me just go into the back here. I don't know what I'm doing. But all the doors work fine. All right, so I gotta do floors all the way around. But honestly, it's kind of nice because I have to rewire this thing. Well, probably don't have to, but I'm gonna rewire it anyways. Headliner is fantastic. That's great. But yep, that's all gonna get torn out. I'm even gonna take the front seats out eventually, but the thing is, the dude bought it. I addressed this in a short. This is I could probably even just push that out. I already pushed half of it out. Yeah, she's got a bit of a ding down here. That one's going to be probably more of a pain. And like I said, I drilled this thing out trying to get it to open, and it still won't open. So I don't know if there's anything in the trunk, and I don't know if we're ever going to get in there, for now at least, until I do some more research. But I cannot get in there at all. But I've had it jacked up. The fuel pump does not work at all. I bought a rebuild kit. I rebuilt it twice. Still does not work. But yeah, so fuel pump does not work, but I bypassed the fuel pump. I put fuel straight into the, sorry, phone case is in the way. I put fuel straight into the carburetor, and the guy I bought it from said that he got it to fire, but nothing else. I got it to idle. Just fuel to the carburetor. It was idling after who knows how long. But yeah, so I'm gonna be probably putting fuel straight to the carb again, and once you know, obviously this weekend, get the bike out of the way, and I plan on actually testing the clutch. There's absolutely no brakes in this thing. Okay, so the brakes in that car go straight to the floor. But I don't know if the clutch works. That'll be something that, well, we have to find out. But again, have no idea if the clutch works. So the goal is to park. Some of you guys might hate me, but I'm going to take the truck, move it back another 6-7 feet, and park it with the tailgate, not the front end, with the tailgate pointed towards us here. And I'm going to put this guy into first, get it to go a little bit, not very fast, but you know, just to make sure the transmission and clutch work. Because if that works, all I need to do is order a new fuel pump. So it'll be a fuel pump, which I looked it up, are like 125 bucks. They're expensive on these fucking things. 125 bucks for that, and then I got to do brakes all the way around. There's no brakes, and that from the site that I looked up, that's gonna run me like $700. So there's that. But yeah, I want to put this thing into first, put it into reverse. As long as first and reverse work, we'll test everything out later after brakes are put in. And then I'm sure some of you guys saw this back here. This was actually my very first project that I bought. This is a 1980 GS 850. Got it from a coworker when I worked at a hardware store 2 years ago now. It was her dad's bike. It was parked. It had like a, right there in the carburetor, it had a leak. So I filled it up just to see, and it pours. There is no leak. It pours straight down. So I was shopping around because, as I said, I don't want to do carbs. I was looking at it. That's a 4-barrel, and with the age of it, all the people I got a hold of said it would cost about $1,400 to rebuild or replace that carb. So she's been pushed into the back and forgotten about. One day, maybe. I actually painted this tank. It's not perfect, but, you know, I mean, this was years ago, but it's not perfect. But that spray paint, I primered it, spray painted it, grinded it down. I think the other side's worse, but we're not going to look at that. But that's another thing that we're going to do. As you can see, my garage is horrible. I'll be honest, this whole property is kind of horrible. I bought it, and I probably shouldn't have. But one of the first videos is actually going to probably be a cleanup of the garage because, well, as most people's garages go, I had a handmade shelf over there. It was very bad, but it collapsed on me, so that whole section has become unusable. This whole section is just, it's been storage. I stole this, put it up, doesn't work very good. I can't fit vehicles all the way in here because this takes up so much space. So this is going to get shifted probably against this wall. And then I got fucking kid toys everywhere. But yeah, my door fell off the day I moved in, so that's awesome. But yeah, I just gotta clean the garage, which means that's why I kind of want to see if I can get this to roll in first. Because if I can get this to drive in first to get it out of here, I can do the whole garage. Clean it all up, get everything out, bring stuff back in, organize. From there, I'll have my garage back because I'm currently walking down a shoulder width path. And yeah, hopefully have my garage back. I'll be able to fit this whole car. I'm flipping you guys back and forth. The car is like 3 feet out of the garage. And if I didn't have that bike right there and that bench in the way back over there, if I didn't have all, I'd be able to fit the car all the way in the garage. So yeah, that is kind of the plan. There's a lot to do this weekend on top of, I want to clear all this out because, well, I got into woodworking, stacked up a whole bunch of pallets, and, well, found out that I want to do woodworking while doing mechanical. It was all very expensive. They're both very expensive hobbies, and when you don't got money, you don't want to mix the two. So I got all this stuff for it, and, well, I'm not going to use it. Grass is long, got to mow that. Like I said, that'll be tomorrow. I ran out of weed eater fluid. Look at these things. I have poured 9 million gallons of weed killer through my concrete. It doesn't help. Little things that, you know, clear up weeds real good, letting me know so I can get rid of that garbage. And then, yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be a very busy weekend, but I'm looking forward to it. I hate the state of the house, but I work third shift, so I'm either at work and then I come home and I'm sleeping, and then it's too dark, and, you know, I can't mow my yard when it's too dark because people get mad because my dumbass bought a house in the middle of town right off Main Street. So yeah, but anyways, that's where we're at. Like I said, a lot of the time it'll be like general maintenance on this guy, general maintenance on that guy. This guy, I have a new floor pan for the driver's side, so I can take all the license plates out of there, and all the license plates that are in here will then be going into the car. So, but yeah, this thing still needs a lot of work, but so far so good. Eventually, I mean, some of you guys might get mad, and I'm kind of mad too, but I'm probably gonna paint this a few times. Reason being, I want to paint that. I want to change it from the orange to a sky blue with an ivory white top and white wall tires eventually. So I'm going to get an air gun and all that, and I'm going to be testing on this guy. So we'll probably go all white and then maybe a blue, but I do want to bring this two-tone back. So whatever we do decide to do, I want to keep a two-tone. So I got to figure out what color scheme I want to go with. But yeah, that is basically where we're at, and video's not too, I just want to let you guys kind of know, and I want to get a video up on this channel. That way hopefully people can start flocking in. Yeah, like I said, it's going to be slow going, guys. I've got some parts for the truck staged, pretty much already pre-bought, and then, like I said, a lot of this is going to be general maintenance at the start. I have barely any tools. I got barely any parts, so it'll be like piece by piece, part by part, and that's basically how this is going to start out. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys tune into all these fun little things that we're going to be doing. So thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.